Okay, can you all see this video?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So we start now.
Namaskar. My name is Christoph Wildfang. I'm the Protestant Reverend for the German-speaking congregation, people mostly from Germany, Austria and Switzerland, living here in Delhi. What are the tasks? One task is that people do not like too much to be attached to a giant organization like the church. They prefer to be attached to a small organization like a small school, a small project. So the bigger the organization, the more complicated it is. Second, in my job, what is the task? What is problematic? Sometimes problematic is what is success? If I meet somebody and we sit together and we talk 2 hours, 3 hours about somebody's problem, like somebody wants to divorce, somebody is not sure about the sense of life anymore, and we talk and we meet again, we do a walk together. But what is success? Sometimes people experience something bad, like a crisis, then sometimes they don't want to be reminded anymore about the person with whom they talked, if they were down after a crisis. So they they must forget you too. There's also something, what is success? Like if you wash a car, this is success, then it's clean. But what is success? Being a reverend or psychologist, maybe even a teacher, this is sometimes a small problem. Okay, all the best.
All right. So good afternoon, everybody again. Sridhar is there. Pramod is there as well. So Pooja, then may I start with you? What he's Christoph, yeah, Christoph is from Delhi. So what do you think he was trying to convey, Pooja?
Sir, I think he started by saying a few things, and I think the most important thing that I understood from this short clip was also that how do you define success, and it can mean different for different people, and so if you are having a profile of a car washer, if the car is clean, is that success? Or for a teacher, what is success? So that's what I got from the clip.
Okay, that's thank you very much, Pooja. Somebody else, if you saw it from the beginning, Varsha, I think you saw it also from the beginning. What do you, yeah, what kind of is the message he's trying to convey, Christoph?
What I think he wanted to say is like he's saying people don't join companies have big complications. So if you want something very big, so there will be difficulties, there will be complications. It will not be as simple as small things. So I think he wanted to make us understand if you want to achieve something very big, there will be complications, and we should know how to deal with it. And it all depends on your perception, what you feel like success your life is all about. So
Okay, that's nicely said, Varsha. Somebody else who saw it from the beginning, I think Abhijit, you saw it. If you're there, is he there? Okay. Sridhar, did you see the video from the beginning?
No, sir, only about for last few minutes.
All right, not a problem. So fine. I think Varsha and Pooja who Pramod, did you see it, by the way, from the beginning?
No, sir, I'm late then.
All right, okay, no problem. So fine. As you know, as Pooja and Varsha have kind of summed up, he spoke. He also questioned like, what is success? being a teacher, being a priest, being a psychologist, and it's all relevant. And Varsha added even that, if you think big, if you dream big, then there will be problems. So, talking of uh, talking of success, when like as Christoph spoke here, the next picture I am going to show you, this gentleman surely could not complain about success. Can you see this picture here? Sridhar, are you all able to see the picture here?
Yes, sir, I can see.
Sridhar, who do you think? Who is he, this man here?
No idea, sir. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. I mean, I know it's a very old picture and this man is no more there. Anybody, any guesses? Who is he or who was he? Varsha, Pramod, Pooja, Jatin. Jatin is there as well.
No, sir, no idea.
Okay. This was Steve Jobs, actually. Okay, this was
But we
Steve.
have we have always known him in his like older look, so that's why we are
Surely. See, I mean, you would not like, see. This picture is from 1974. Okay, so when he was nobody, actually, when he was nobody, and he traveled to India. This is Rishikesh, actually. He traveled to India along with his friend Daniel Kotke, and they had started working together on Apple, Macintosh, Apple that time. So that is 1974. Now the next question would probably be, what is he doing here? So what is he doing here? Let us find out. Okay, it's a very small clip. I think 30 seconds. Please, let's just listen carefully.
Before things were really going well and we had hit a tough patch and a lot of people wanted to buy Facebook and thought we should sell the company, I went and I saw one of my mentors, Steve Jobs, and he told me that in order to reconnect with what I believed as the mission of the company, I should visit this temple that he had gone to in India early on in his evolution of thinking about what he wanted Apple and his vision of the future to be.
So I'll play it again. It's just 50 seconds. I'll just play it again. And just please note down and listen carefully. What is he trying to say? What happened to him? And what is he saying about Steve Jobs?
Before things were really going well and we had hit a tough patch and a lot of people wanted to buy Facebook and thought we should sell the company, I went and I saw one of my mentors, Steve Jobs, and he told me that in order to reconnect with what I believed as the mission of the company, I should visit this temple that he had gone to in India early on in his evolution of thinking about what he wanted Apple and his vision of the future to be.
Okay, Jatin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jatin. So what is Mark Zuckerberg here? What is he saying? What is he telling Narendra Modi here?
Yeah, he's actually, praising India for the for one temple. It's in Uttarakhand,
Yes,
just next to Bawali.
yes.
There is a little place and name is Garam Pani. Once you cross the place Garam Pani, you'll reach Neem Karoli Baba's temple. So for the inner peace and for their vision, Steve Jobs and Mark
Yeah,
were
Mark
there.
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they have taken some, some Diksha kind of, and they came back. And before that, as you mentioned, that before people were trying to buying Facebook and also, so this was the connect actually.
This was the
Yeah.
connect. Yes, I want to thank you very much, Jatin, that you
Yeah.
mentioned that now. Pooja, as Jatin said, that Mark said, Facebook was doing well, and then came a phase where people were trying to, buy Facebook. So that time, what happened then? What did he do then, Pooja?
Sir, sorry, I'm driving, so I was not able to
All
hear
right,
you
okay,
very.
no issue
I'll
at all.
just
No.
take 10 more minutes, sir. I'll
All
be
right,
there.
sure.
Sorry.
Varsha, no problem. Varsha, did you were there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, so what did Mark Zuckerberg do when he was facing problems in Facebook?
In this video, sir, it was like he went to the temple for inner peace. For when he was in a problem, he went to a temple. He came India for visiting the temple.
All right.
To know the what is his vision of doing to the future of future to relate both the things.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sridhar.
Yes, yes, sir.
So my question to you will be now. Of course, now we know that Mark went to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs asked him to visit this temple in India. Kind of to like. So my question to you is, Steve Jobs himself was a big technocrat. Of course, initially when he came to India, he was nobody. He was a very small man. He didn't know what he would do. But then he got inspiration probably. Then he tells Mark to visit the temple. So my question to you is, being a technocrat, and like really, Mark was that time already a billionaire, but more than being a billionaire, the scientific bent of mind they had. Why do you think they would visit a temple?
Sir, it was technology. There's if went beyond technology, also some power is there, sir, that we don't know. In order to get attracted by the technology and get this energy getting to transferred, we need to go some different places. If he's even a big scientist, or if they do like they will believe in God, and they visit a temple to attain their inner peace, to search for their peace and motivation.
Sridhar, I mean, very well said. Uh, very well said, Sridhar. Now, so what you said is that whoever, irrespective who you are, you may be a technocrat or a billionaire, but then you said there is some power beyond our knowledge. Yes, yeah, that's you saying. Okay, I'll disclose to you now, as Jatin had said. Steve Jobs, he came to India in 1974, actually, along with his friend Daniel Kotke, to seek inspiration in the land of spirituality. And he wanted to visit, as Jatin said, Baba Neem Karoli, whose ashram is near Nainital. It's called Kanchi Dham. So what happened was, unfortunately, as they reached India, they came to know that Baba Neem Karoli had passed away just a couple of months ago before they reached India. But then they were, like they said, now what to do, because we are here and we want to find guidance, some spiritual awakening. Then from there, they went to another very popular holy man those days. His name was Baba Heda Khan. So then they went to Baba Heda Khan and then, spent some time there. Have all of you heard of Baba Neem Karoli and Heda Khan?
I have not heard of.
Anmol, have you?
No, sir, never.
Okay, so briefly, Baba Haider Khan was also a very popular holy man, and he had a lot of devotees in Hollywood, in Bollywood, and amongst his those days very popular devotees was Shammi Kapoor, in 1960s actually, and Baba Haider Khan lived up to around 84, and the other one Baba Neem Karoli, he had many other technocrats who came to him, and a lot of people stayed in his ashram, and later on, even Larry Page, the Google founder, also was. He visited them, but of course, after he had passed away. So, as Sridhar said, that when we are faced with some problem, even the scientific people, the scientists, like one of them was Larry Brilliant, he was a doctor who stayed with him quite a long time. So even they seek some kind of divine blessing, Jatin. So do you think it is like nothing wrong or right? But how do you see this now, Jatin?
So some, for inner peace, sometimes, people actually used to discuss, like Mark said, that like he actually praised Steve Jobs also, and he discussed the ups and downs. Then Steve actually suggested him to, for the inner peace, for finding yourself. Why don't you just visit there? And then he visited. Then he finds something which he was actually looking for. Then he came back and succeeded.
All
Some
right.
some points or some discussion or some confusions, like finding yourself first of all. Like he might be looking for that, so after visiting that, he might have found himself, or he
Okay.
actually came to know what he's actually looking for.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he kind of wanted to know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a good thing you said. He wanted to know what he's looking for. So he
Exactly.
didn't even know what he wanted. Yeah, basically, is it that stage? Okay, Anmol, since you practice Buddhism also, Amol, what do you say, Amol?
So sometimes we need, rest in, our mind and, with our spirituality and with this, if we talk of Indian culture, so we are famous for the spiritualities and these things actually in abroad also. So that is how people come from abroad also to seek at what they are seeking in life. That is correctly said by Jatin. Uh, that first of all we have to seek that what we are looking for from our life, and secondly, if we are still, it is okay that you don't know that what is you are looking for. You still want that people around you and across your life, whenever you meet you, it has to be a very pleasant relationship with each and everything when you passes from childhood to till the death, and after that you also want a stable life in terms of even though the finances, first of all a person runs about, anyone who is hungry will first hunt for food and yes, but after that your needs food, the food needs and these needs are covered, then there is a psychometric philosophy also that you need socio-economic, then it is self-esteem, and then it is spirituality, then at that level you when you reaches that age and level and understanding that मेरे को मन की शांति is more important than all these
All right.
things, because
Okay.
this is what I mean to say, that the spirituality gives you inner peace, satisfaction, and a way to live the life peacefully.
Okay. Okay. So now let's see what. This is one of the most powerful speeches and very honest speeches by Steve Jobs. Just a 2-minute clip here, and then we discuss.
Today, I want to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal. Just 3 stories. The first story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months or so before I really quit. So why'd I drop out? It started before I was born. My biological mother was a young, unwed graduate student, and she decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was all set for me to be adopted at birth by a lawyer and his wife. My biological mother found out later that my mother had never graduated from college and that my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers. She only relented a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college. This was the start in my life. And 17 years later, I did go to college. And all of my working class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked far more interesting. It wasn't all romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. I returned Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with. And I would walk the 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. And much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards.
Pooja, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Pooja?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Pooja. I've left this screen now. No, this is now, I've just frozen this now. The last lines, of course, first of all, what is your impression? I mean, how do you find this video and what is Steve Jobs trying to say?
Sir, I have heard this video and quite some time back, and it's a beautiful video which makes a lot of sense. Very deep thinking, and only if you want to accept certain facts in life, and only if you delve that deep. So he says, I mean, of course, the last line, like you said. So it's a very important line, because when you are in the situation, probably you can't. Yesterday also, I think I mentioned the same thing when I said micro and macro view.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
When you are there, you hardly can actually think that this is for the best. And somewhere it gets aligned, and there is something much more beyond us and things that we are and the situation that we are in present. So I mean, I'm a firm believer, and like I said, I've heard him, and I've used this video, and I actually made a PowerPoint on it some long time back, because I just love the entire concept so much.
Okay.
So
Wonderful. Very nicely said and summed up by you. Jatin.
Yes, sir.
One more thing, if we go back to the video, how he started, like with his birth, then his mother, then his adopted, like parents who adopted him, then school, and so all that what he did. Do you think that time did he know like what was going to happen?
No, he cannot predict it that actually. He was actually going through with the flow actually.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is happening, he was actually going through with the flow. And the last thing that what he said that you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You cannot, like he wasn't able to predict that he was actually going through with the flow. So he's saying the same thing here that you cannot connect the dots by looking forward. You can only connect them by looking backwards. As he mentioned, like he used to walk 7 miles
Mm-hmm.
to have a good meal in the Hare Krishna temple. So I guess the connection or the dots or the connection he's talking about, like he is actually connecting these dots to the visit he gave here at the new August.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Pramod, is he trying to, and even this question to Pooja also, by the way, Pooja and Pramod both, is he hinting towards some divine design in what he's saying? Hey, Pramod, if you're there.
Yes, sir, there, but no idea, sir.
Okay, Sridhar, do you think he's trying to hint, or is he hinting towards some divine design that one is not aware of?
Would like to say something like the going with the flow is like still if I talk about myself, I have if I say I have no idea what's going around me. However, I'm still doing what is coming in front of me. But sometimes when I sit alone and think, I actually think like to believe something that can give me some power to think that you just need to do what you're doing and let the things come like the if your bad time is if your good time is not with you always, then your bad time will not be with you. You know.
All right.
That's
All
what
right. Yeah, no, wonderful. Yes, the one more thing, in fact, how we relate this video even to our topic, that is problem management. When you take a decision, when faced with a situation, see what is the problem actually? Problem is a situation, right? So when faced with a situation, we take a decision. But now, do we know at that time how whether this decision we take today will turn out to be the right one or maybe the wrong one? Sridhar, I mean,
Sir,
how do you see it?
sir, can you repeat the question? My
When
network was
you are faced with a situation
okay.
or a problem,
Okay.
you have to take a decision.
Yes.
But do you know at that time that whether this decision will be the right one or the wrong one, which you take now?
Sir, one thing, if it is difficult time, we are bound to take the decision. There are two options with us. One thing is, as we seen in the video, we always look backward. We have to just think it over whether we had any similar problem we have faced in the past. Looking behind is looking our past. And second thing is, if you want to take in the difficult decision, if you are this one, you can have a discussion with your trusted ones, not intelligent ones, your trusted ones, the person who loves you most. If you discuss with them, I think it may help you, sir, in taking the correct decision. It may ease your difficulties.
Okay. Pooja, he says whatever he achieved or whatever things, how things shaped up, that started really at the time of his birth, when he was born, literally. Pooja?
It's a belief.
Mhm.
Everything is like a belief. When you are, um, you're sold to a concept,
Mhm.
your brain connects the wires. I would
Wonderful.
like to believe that this, like personally, I like to believe things happen for the positive, you know. So my brain wires saying that, okay, if this is not happening for me, I am sure there are other things that needed attention, and I'll be there. So it is a very firm, imbibed thing in your head.
But it's also extreme, actually it's also extreme positivity that you,
Yeah.
that helps you move from one situation which may not be very pleasant, for example, that you
Correct.
move on then, right, to the next situation. You're not stuck at the present,
But
with the
I would
present
actually
mess.
like to believe that you always have options,
Mm-hmm.
and you should not give yourself an option of turning back. You always
Of
have
turning back.
options. So if you don't give yourself that alternative, and you just kind of give yourself the option of moving ahead, so that's what your brains, take you, your heart actually aligns, etc., etc. So I mean, just simply put, you have a choice, and you don't give yourself a choice to go back, and then
All right. So what we see, for example, we saw now, two clips of these very successful, technocrats now. So, and we learn from them, because then we know, like we get inspired. It's not that we follow what they're doing, but we get inspiration looking at, some successful technocrats who share with you their honest, something honestly about them, which most of the people don't do at this stage generally. I would like to now, say that we learn from people like them, teachers, spiritual gurus, scriptures, maybe philosophers. So let's now see a couple of slides and see what they teach us. Jatin, would you like to please read out this frame, please, the slide?
Sure. Do not make your charity vain by reminding the recipient of your kindness by making hurtful remarks. It destroys gratitude and ruins and waste what you have done. Therefore, do not ruin your charity by reminders or injuries. That says.
Okay. Amol, how do you, would you like to comment on this or interpret what this quote from the Quran says?
Sir, I I do not have any words for commenting on this quote
Mm-hmm.
first of all. But what I believe, I can tell you that what I believe is that you should have the gratitude, obviously, but it is all सब कहते हैं मतलब everybody says that our destiny is planned
Mm-hmm.
and our this is planned, so
Mm-hmm.
nothing is planned as
Mm-hmm.
per me or as per my thinking. Nothing is planned. maybe, maybe tomorrow I will die, or maybe 10 years also I will not die. So it is not planned, it is just the failure of the of the different things and different scenarios which merge together, which gives us a result. So how it is about the karma. So it is about how karma is creating the, yes, it comes,
Constant. That is constantly,
that is
right? The constant.
constantly, and it is the karma is also created by the thoughts. So
Yes, of course.
it is not only the actions which you do,
Mm-hmm.
anything wrong which you say, anything wrong which you do, or anything right which you say or do, but it is also about the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So the karma starts from your thought process, that
Mm-hmm.
what you are thinking about you. Supposingly, if you are taking a class and what I am thinking about you is the same which you are thinking about me.
Mm-hmm.
So and whatever, how much gratitude I will pay to you regarding this class, the same kind of gratitude and the same kind of respect I will get it from you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel this, that whatever we are doing, if we are struggling with our bosses, or colleagues, or
Mm-hmm.
some relationship,
Can't hear him. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Am I audible?
Now yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. So this is the karma philosophy which comes. So how much you pay the gratitude towards the universe, society, colleagues, you are getting that back.
Okay.
So this is what I just
Well,
want.
okay. Nicely said. Thank you very much. Pooja, maybe this last line here. Do not ruin your charity by reminders or injury.
Sir, again, totally I believe in this concept. And one thing that I would like to add before I go to the last line is, why do we actually do charity?
Okay.
Now, without any offense to anybody, it is very individualistic.
Sure.
Okay, some might do charity just for the pictures and the social media. There are a lot of people.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So it is the same answer, Pooja. If I can say that, why we go to the temples?
Correct,
For
correct.
it is for the God or for us, you know.
Yes, yes, right, Amol. So, sir, why do we do charity? Sir, I was taught by my mother, and it is a very famous thing in Hinduism. They say that if you are giving something from the right hand, your left hand should not know what you're giving. So yes, totally correct. And Karm Pradhan, Amolji has really, explained on that. Therefore, do not ruin your charity by reminders or injuries. So if you have done something for someone and you actually nag at them, sir, forget charity. Last evening, I told my daughter, listen, I've been waking up and making all this special breakfast for you. So, can I get a hug and can you sleep with me tonight? She said, if you've said it, that means it's okay, it's over. You shouldn't have said it. So, forget about charity.
So in your case, charity begins at home, right,
Yes,
Pooja?
sir. Yes, sir. I was just trying to be, I was just saying that you sleep with me because we had to read up a bit and I was trying to mollycoddle her and I
She
got
said
it back.
right. She said right. I am with her.
She said, well, that's what you have to do and your job. And you can't tell me and you can't say things like that. So I said, I really thought she was right. And yeah, sir. So,
Sometimes, with children, we are, like, out of, like, what do you call it now? Like, we
sir,
want
I
their
think
presence.
it
Come
was,
sit with me, sleep with me, and then
no,
we
sir, I
forget.
was very selfish, sir. There was no charitable reason here. We had to read out her half yearlies are coming, and I wanted to read some English chapters with her. I'm very hands-on, so she was not coming in my hands, and I was making some statements, and I got a answer back, adept answer back, I must say.
So we are learning all the time, right, Pooja?
Yeah. So I ruined my charity. There was no
Yeah,
charity.
you ruined your charity, right?
Yes, on
Okay,
a
I
lighter
know.
note, sir. Sorry,
No,
yes.
that's right, actually. See, again, I mean, what I said that we learn from various situations. You just said it that we learn from now literally everybody. I mean, your child. So you learned, in a sense, something, or maybe you were reminded, not even learned, right, Pooja? Like you were reminded by your
Yes,
daughter,
sir.
like, look,
Right, sir.
this is what should be. All right. And this is the beauty when today, like we'll speak now that, when you are always kind of open to the views of other people, and when you take it, with an open mind, then you accept it. Yes. I mean, irrespective the age of the other person, you know. Sridhar, please, would you like to read out this one?
All actions are performed by the universe. He who is completely under the influence of the ego thinks I am the doer. Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. So basically, yes, I think who we have here. Amod, would you like to? I think it's a very famous, actually, quote from Bhagavad Gita. Pramod, would you say a few things on this? Varsha, are you there now?
Yes, sir, I am there.
Okay. On this, please.
Yes, sir, this is a very famous lines from Bhagavad Gita, and this is basically when supreme power is saying like everything is done, all the actions are performed by the universe, like सब मैं कर रहा हूँ, but it is our ego that we feel like we are doing it.
And this is what the message is, that whatever is happening, let it happen, go with the flow. And but then whatever you believe you're doing, actually it is not who is doing it. It is the nature which is doing it, right?
But one more thing, sir, like we always say na ki karma is I feel very contradictory, sir, in all this.
Okay, please do. Please,
like,
yeah, please speak up. Yeah.
Sometimes in the same Gita we say like everything is done by the nature, universe. We are not the person who is doing it. And on the other, or on the other hand, we are saying like karma is everything.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
whatever you do, you will get. So what is the reality? I want to know.
Very,
Like, is it
very,
your
very
karma
good. Very
or
good.
is it?
Very
So
good
this
question. Very good question. Very good question. I would at this moment refrain from commenting on this. Actually, I am also, in fact, I am, I've been also kind of looking and searching and seeking, and right now I'm trying to answer some of such questions in a book that I'm writing right now, and that is, one thing I can say only right now. The truth. I mean, if I mean, at least I would say, in my opinion, with my limited knowledge, possibly nobody knows the truth, which I believe. It's only every individual's own perception and belief and knowledge, exposure, life experience, which make you believe, okay, look, this is what appears to be, right? Yeah. In this case, may I just request Amol then just to speak a few lines, if you would like to answer this question. Is it karma, or is it kind of the universe which is doing it? Though it's little contradictory,
Sir, it is. I want to add here that how universe is working is only your karma. So it is not universe who is making your karma, you to karma this.
Every individual.
It is me who have to change. It is me who have to take the action. It is me who have to control my thoughts, who have to control each and everything in the world. It is not the world who is controlling you. So there are two different personalities, one who go with this philosophy that yes, everything is God and everything is been decided. I agree that God is there. I do not go against any of the philosophies, but when you do some actions, then God is there with you. If you do not do any action, then how come a God and how come anyone else will help you out? So this is how your karma is making the universe making reaction that. So this is how it works.
Okay. I'll just put one kind of counter thing here and move on. I do what I do, and I do my karma actions as per my conscience, and my capabilities. But then there are also other things happening in the world which affect what I am doing. So there is a lot of difference between what I do and what actually happens.
So I said there are different types of karma also. The karma of society, the karma of the land, the karma of the sun, the karma of the universe, and the karma of yours. So how your karma is going to align with all these karmas
Yes.
is also this is what is taught. Again, I am quoting it, but this is again uh, going towards the same discussion of Nishir in the Buddhism, that this is what you have to do. So there are different karmas. So we have
Sure.
to align all these.
Yeah. So, yeah, I say, this is I think probably, we could have a discussion that also, maybe on a different platform. But then, yes, I like this question, which was put that what is it actually? Is it me? Is it the universe? Is it, what is it actually? So, yes, maybe probably, we could have, yes, Abhijit wrote it here. Abhijit, let's hear you also. Abhijit. I thought you would like to comment on what you wrote here, Abhijit. Would you like to comment? All right, let's see this next slide. Jatin, just read out, please, very small one here.
Yeah, for we walk by faith, not by sight.
Okay, this is from the New Testament, Bible. So, how do you see this? What does it mean, Jatin? We walk by faith, not by sight.
So, maybe, sir, it's like, when see, what we are saying is like, we have a faith when we watch something, we have a faith that this is the actual thing in front of me. So when we walk, like, we have faith that this is the escalator, or this is the, ladder, or this is the way I need to walk. Then first I believe in myself, then first I see also. However, I believe that there's a path, so that makes me go on that
That
path.
makes you walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very nicely said, actually. Very nicely said. Okay. Sridhar, are you there?
I'm
Yes.
there.
Yeah, please. May I request you to read this one, and then we'll discuss a little bit. See, as we have been seeing, we have been learning from people, scriptures, philosophers, and then also we learn from nature and animals, plants, everybody. So let's see what we learn from the fish here. Yeah, Sridhar.
Fish do not see the water that surrounds them and in which they swim. The most precious things in life are like water. They are surrounded us, but we do not see them. Disregarding the fact that it is blessed with the ability to swim forever, a fish would always remain unhappy if it is complains about its inability to fly. Yes.
Yeah, so fish do not see the water which surrounds them
Yes.
and in which they swim. The most precious things in life are like water. They surround us, but we do not see them. Disregarding the fact that it is blessed with the ability to swim forever, a fish would always remain unhappy if it complains about its inability to fly.
So this meaning is we will always neglect and think of what we have, sir. We always look if what we don't have with it is whether it is material or immaterial. What we don't have with us and somebody is having. It is like that. So this happiness, other things, relation, money, everything. If we are something, no, sir, it is one small story is there. A poor guy is walking with lots of food, water and food on his head. He's feeling thirsty and thirsty and hungry. But the water and food is also heavy. But he doesn't know what to do. And someone village folks suggested him, why you are suffering so thirsty and hungry? If you have got food and water on your head, if you eat, you will become also energetic, and your weight will also, your carrying weight is also reduced. Then he realized and started to eat the food and move forward. It is like that, sir. Life, it is like that.
Okay, thank you very much. In fact, you have said very nicely. Uh, Pooja, would you like to comment on this? No, Pooja is not there. Varsha?
Sir, I'm here.
Okay,
My
okay,
button
okay.
got stuck, sir. With
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you repeat the question? Sorry, sir.
Here, just on this slide, what you see here.
Sir, again, positivity and the inability to see what we actually have and giving it undue importance. And again, sir, quoting something that was taught to me when I was a young child, that अपने से नीचे वालों को देखो. You would always say, my friend's dad has this car and we have a scooter, or etc. etc. My friend got that pencil box, but we would never see that we also are going to the same school. So yes, it is very true, sir. There is this other story also, sir. Everybody would have heard of a glass jar being filled with bigger rocks first, and then the sand, etc., and then representing certain other things in life. It is true, sir. We tend to not see what we have as human beings. And I think also, sir, just to add on, I'm not very old, sir, but I've realized
Please.
that there is a time still I feel when you buy a new Apple phone or you buy a new Mac Pro or something, it gives you joy, sir, but I don't know, it's very limited. So the real thing is in inner peace,
Peace.
happiness, and understanding what we really have. You come back, sir. Even what you taught us yesterday was so beautiful, sir, when nobody wanted to change sides, right? I didn't want to become Meryl Streep, no matter how much I like her, or Deepika Padukone. I don't know what problems she has. I don't know, so I don't want to be.
Right.
It is what you have, and you should regard that. And yes, so that's my viewpoint.
No, wonderful. And no, and this is what we will come to the next slide now. The idea also is, like you said now, okay. And one more thing, which is which all of you prove here actually, that is all of your learning, kind of joining, this course, which has I think it's pretty long. I think 7 sessions you have total. So you are seekers. It's not just about, okay, I want to become better in my profession. Basically, the topics we have here, they are also that we evolve as human beings, isn't it? Like here, we are also trying to kind of, discuss things. As I said, we will address things directly and also in an oblique manner. The idea is to look within and to learn from everybody and everything literally. So now one thing we, as we say that we are, we want to learn from literally from everybody. Now let's come to something which we can you see this slide here now clearly?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of Dattatreya, by the way? Dattatreya. Have you heard of him?
Yes, sir.
Who was he, if you could tell?
Dattatreya is in his incarnation of Lord Shiva is regarded as a guru in South India, sir.
Yes. He
is in,
yes. He was a guru and a enlightened guru and a monk, as we say. Also, he was a guru. And about him, it's very famous. I'll just put this little text here, and we just listen to it once again. Oh, I think I'll put it here. Okay. Dattatreya actually had 24 gurus. Yeah. he learned from everybody, be it pigeon or a bee or a beetle or whoever it is. So he learned, and he has, kind of documented that he has or he had 24 gurus.
Just as the ocean remains unmoved even when hundreds of rivers fall into it, so too should the wise person remain unmoved in the midst of all kinds of temptations, difficulties and problems. This is the lesson I learned from the ocean. I once saw a bird breeder spreading a net and catching some pigeons. The mother pigeon was very attached to her children. She didn't want to live anymore, so she fell into the net and was caught. The male pigeon was attached to the female pigeon, so she also fell into the net and was caught. From this I learned that attachment is the cause of bondage.
Once more.
Just as the ocean remains unmoved even when hundreds of rivers fall into it, so too should the wise person remain unmoved in the midst of all kinds of temptations, difficulties and problems. This is the lesson I learned from the ocean. I once saw a bird breeder spreading a net and catching some pigeons. The mother pigeon was very attached to her children. She didn't want to live anymore, so she fell into the net and was caught. The male pigeon was attached to the female pigeon, so she also fell into the net and was caught. From this I learned that attachment is the cause of bondage.
Okay, Jatin, the first one here, what do you think he learned from the ocean, Jatin?
Actually, so what I learned from the ocean is like, though hundreds of river actually fall into the ocean, like, but still ocean doesn't, or stay or remains, unmoved. Like, so a wise person should also, remain unmoved in the, kind of other temptation, difficulties or problems should not, bother him. He should be, he should be keep doing what about what his duty is, or what he is actually meant to do. He should not leave that. So the person actually learned from ocean this.
Very nicely summed up. Yeah, very nicely summed up. Okay. Anybody else who likes to comment on this? Because one thing which is, though it's very, highly spiritual, that you remain unmoved in the face of temptations as well as difficulties. So both are same to you. Varsha.
Yes, sir.
If you like to add something to this.
First portion, sir.
Yeah.
Um, yes, sir. Actually, in these lines, it is mentioned that like ocean is very big, and all the rivers come and fall in it. But still, like ocean doesn't have this key. I am all in all. So likewise, wise person should also be like this, like the ocean, like. Uh, like wise person should also be like that. Everyone comes to him for the suggestion, for the problem solving, but he should not feel himself to be a very like big person or something, because everyone is coming to him. So a person should be very down to earth, so that
Okay. So again, same whether it's a temptation or whether it's a problem. One should try to remain calm, unmoved, and then take a decision. Okay. Pramod, what do you say about this one? What he learned from the pigeon was not to be attached or detachment. Pramod. or is he not there? Sridhar,
Sir.
about this one,
Uh,
attachment.
Yes, this bondage and attachment, what we call it as generally bandhan. Bandhan means it is in some form of arrest. See, here for this love of a kid, that female pigeon as trapped in the net of an hunter or bidder, whatever it may be. So by seeing this, this male pigeon also started following the this one female pigeon, and because of this, it has gotten love and bondage with this one. See, if this love and bondage is there, we will feel trapped. We should not. We will not see our this one. Our wisdom will this bondage illness. It narrows our wisdom and thought process. When in this case of this bondage, our mind will not run. So this is the lesson now. This is the lesson that signifies if bondage is there, your wisdom will be minimal. You cannot think beyond your thinking capacity will be get reduced. That is the meaning of that. It is my insight, sir.
No, thank you very much. Amol, Buddhism talks a lot about attachment, or you can say detachment. What do you say about this, about like attachment or detachment? Amol?
Attachment, I have not gone to that level
Okay.
where it taught, but obviously anything which is for which you are attached, whether it is your feelings are attached, whether it is your uh, means the person or the thing, wherever you are attached, then whenever you will be detached from that thing, and this is the psychology of human being, and we say na that when we do anything for 21 days or more than
Hmm.
then it becomes a habit, so you become habitual of how you are attached. Your body is habitual of your parents, touch, feel, talk, uh, walk, eat, laugh, together. So this is what is attachment is. That the same thing is with your children. Your body and your mind has been trained for more than 21 days. So even though when I sold my first car, I was very much attached. So, but uh, one one day you have to leave everything here. So this is what you have to train your mind and body, and not even your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. Then only you will be not hurted. Otherwise, uh, everything which you are attached, and whenever you are detached, you will get hurt. So this is the reality.
Okay. I mean, very nice said. What we do now is, of course, we've been exchanging views, listening, and of course, we are all open-minded, listening to other viewpoint, other perspectives. And whereas we, of course, have our own journey, each of us. What I would like now, we are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 today. Some are missing, right? Today, Rahul was there though, and Pramod. Okay, Pramod is here, and Pramod Tendulkar is in Pune, right? What we do now, let's be, we've been all frank and giving our personal examples. We would like, I mean, I would request that we narrate in the group here that we had, each one of us had some difficulty, whether it was in a profession, business, or a personal problem, and how we actually were able to solve it. I think all of us have had issues in life, and we will have situations, I mean, all the time actually. So let's, just think for 2 minutes now what we would like to kind of discuss in the group, or maybe narrate or tell one problem that we had and how we kind of resolve it, overcame it, or solve it. Yeah. So let's, 2 minutes, just think about it, and then we proceed. All right. Who would like to begin?
So problems are part and parcel of the life, if I am not getting the correct type of food, that is also a problem. It is your mindset. What is the definition of problem? First of all, we have to define.
No, that'll be like I think we know what we mean actually.
Yes.
Like some challenge we had, and we issue we had, and then we overcame
the
that,
challenge
in a lighter, like not a very deep
not a very
meaning that way.
right. On a lighter note, if you say that what is the challenge or what is the problem? The problem is that uh, for which I am not getting a solution for this time. For this time being, I'm not getting this solution. So it can be with the boss or the perception of the people. So there are a lot of problems. So like means everybody in my home, have gone Canada for a vacation. So me and my kid are alone. So I have to handle her alone. So that is a problem.
Okay. But how do you now? What do you do to kind
So
of
how
make
do
things?
I do? I have taken a maid. I have taken crèche facility. I have taken the tuition facility, and everything doing on my own. So this is how I am doing. I have taken some help from obviously resources around us, but still, agar if then also I have to take this challenge for another month or so.
Then
If it is if something happens or if some urgency, then I have told my boss that I have to rush. That's it. That is how I am handling right now.
okay. So you said your family has gone to Canada and you are in India. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Pooja, would you like to comment, like narrate one incident?
Sir, I can think of so many when I was always stuck up in a situation, but
Just one.
um, just thinking, sir. So I actually wanted to do my master's and I was preparing for it, and unfortunately, I did not clear it in one go. So my essay was rejected in the university. Meanwhile, I got married, and after a year, I got a scholarship and an acceptance letter. So now this was a difficult situation. I was married for a year, and then, I had to take my husband into confidence, and we planned out a few things, and we kind of made it possible. It became a bit more tedious when I came back. So something in me changed. I was always working as a buyer with big names like Gap and Target, so that authority of the chair was very high. Even though I was just a simple merchandiser or something like that with a salary of 20-25,000, but the authority of placing, 2 CR business with an
Yes.
house gets you a lot of, in that young age, gets you a lot of, it gives you a high in your head. So, but when I came back, I was in touch with my dean from NIFT, Dr. NVR Nathan, and then somehow something clicked, and I started training, and I started consulting. And again, a very big thing, because I was 27, I think 26, 27, and somehow, when I entered this field, apparel didn't have a lot of consultants. And my own boss, because I started working, was a 70-year-old British fellow, and another fellow was 60. And when I quit working with my boss, I was still 28, and I started my own firm. So it was a very big struggle, leaving the mainstream, coming back, doing your studies again. I was already a double postgraduate, having read from NIFT, MBA, symbiosis, whatever, and then going back to studies after working for 3-4 years, leaving my mainstream. So again, a hitch, married, going out, again, a hitch, coming back, starting to do my own bit as a consultant at the age of 28, and a lady, which is again not, again, no offense meant, not race, feminist or anything, but in a world full of men with a lot of export houses, I would sit across a table where there were only men. Workers were men, and I could see it in their eyes. They were not ready to listen to me. कि हमारा तो इतना एक्सपीरियंस है, लड़की आकर हमें
And
बोलेगी
this young girl, yeah.
बताएगी क्या. So it was always that struggle, but then I think what kept me motivated and moving was that passion. We talked about how if you enjoy your work, you kind
Yes,
of
yes, yes, yes.
keep doing it. And of course, with age, I have white hair now, gray hair. And now people listen to me, I can say I have some experience. So,
Mm.
but initially, it was a very big struggle. I would also sometimes go back thinking that why did I leave the mainstream? I could have been a fancy buyer in London. But that thing that twitched in me saying that this is good, when I come back home, I feel nice having empowered and trained certain people who would actually earn a livelihood out of it. It gave me a very different kick. So yeah, so that's how I kind of changed
Are
it.
you able to uh, connect the dots now?
Sir, my mother is from UP, Kanpur,
Mm-hmm.
and she is from a Hindi medium.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was married and she came to Delhi, she has a boutique.
Mm.
And forever in my life, she told me, Pooja, you come and join me. We can
Mm.
expand this. And I said, I will never in my life touch a sewing
Mm-hmm.
machine or a needle. And all that I do is apparel and training by now. So I don't know if anything more can be said or done.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
It's
Okay.
apparel for me. I actually said no to becoming a BTech in textiles at one point in time. I just wanted to be an electronics engineer. So yeah, it fell into place. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, I think, see now, this is what we, mean by taking a decision is also, it's not there's a problem and we have to solve it. There is a situation and then we have to act. And what we do, that kind of defines, basically the life later on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And also, one more thing, sir, not
Mm,
to overthink sometimes,
mm,
human
mm.
beings have this beautiful tendency of just multiplying the things in our head.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
said, some belief and faith has to be there that it will be a correct direction. And like you said, decision taking at the right time, having some faith in one's own karma and set of actions and the intent that goes a long way. So
Yes, yes. And one thing I would still say, irrespective what age, what experience, what, like there'll be some things which will always be, like open-ended, honestly, in life, right? Because I do believe that, generally, because if we are open-minded, if we are teachable, then there will always be things which, still will be open-ended, and we would not know. I mean, is it really so? What I think,
right, so it's every time, sir,
no?
every minute of your life, every day, there is something.
Nothing is final, even a belief which I have today, I have certain kind of, convictions about a few things like, karma, rebirth, law of attraction, etc., etc. But then this is what I believe that today I believe so, depending upon maybe some experience, long experience, but then nothing is final because 5 years down the line, I don't know whether I would have the same belief because something might change in those next years actually.
Oh,
All
sir,
right,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
wonderful. Jatin, would you like to say something quickly? Some narrate something what you handled.
Sir, it's like it's been 1.5 year actually. Our organization is actually going through with some issues related in terms of business, in terms of management and all. So it was like when our head of department actually joined here,
Mm-hmm.
things actually become worse from pretty bad,
Mm-hmm.
and people started leaving the organization, and and I usually get calls from the people who actually worked for the organization, who actually brought this organization from to a stage
Mm-hmm.
wherein it actually sustained for 3 years without
Mm-hmm.
even getting a single target from every skill development missions, or even Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, or whatever it is. See, so people actually trusted me because I helped them to work, and they actually trusted in our sector, and they worked for our sector. So
Mm-hmm.
this was the concern that when people started leaving the organization for any reason which is not so much important here to discuss. Still, when people who worked with you, who worked for you, or you walked together and you reached a place wherein wherein when you see when you watch your backside, or when you turn your face behind, you see that you have done a lot of things. Like you made someone from zero to a place wherein he is working, or he had made his name in this skill ecosystem, with the help of you, or you can say with the help of the organization or the power you got at that time. So I'm again saying that when people started leaving the organization, and people who worked for the organization actually asked me that people are actually strangely leaving the organization, what we are going to do now. I actually promised them that I'll be there no matter what has happened, no matter what is going to happen. I'll be there till the time you guys are there. I'm not going to leave the organization till then. And it actually becomes with when I started working in a BPO, wherein a process actually came, and the internet services got introduced to the Delhi NCR people in such a way, in a very cheaper way. I hope you heard about ASL Limited.
Yes.
In 2009.
Yes.
So I was the first one who actually took the technical call and connected and helped the corporate customer to use internet services from his mobile phone to computer.
Okay.
The PC connectivity kind of. Then there at that time there was a dial-up connection people used to do.
I know. I know that. Yes, of course. That was
So at that point of time, also I actually said that whatever happens, even if the the organization being taken over by some other telecom, I'm not going to move till then. So still we are facing problems. We are struggling with the targets, or we are struggling with the funds from the departments. Still we are fighting. We are fighting together.
and
Training
you
partners.
you said it started roughly 1.5 years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you believe, and of course, I wish you all the very best, for your conviction. So you believe, yes, now at least things look settled. I mean,
Yeah,
to
sure,
an extent,
sure.
right?
I actually worked pretty hard on that, and
Very
then
nice.
now it's stable.
Very nice, very nice. I mean, very well done, actually, Jatin, and thank you very much for sharing something, so in fact, which is very close to your heart. Thank you.
It is
Okay.
very close to me.
Yeah, wonderful. Who else likes to, say, Sridhar, anything you want to say, narrate?
I will make it very brief, sir. When I
Please,
was
please.
when my young age, I will take to my personal age. I studied in local Kannada medium up to class 10th. Then I joined in PUC for this English medium. That time I used to face a lot of problem regarding this language and understanding this technical issue. I used to face a lot. I used to get humiliated because if masters asked if my sir asked the questions, I was unable to answer because I am unable to understand what the question is. So this put me in a lot of embarrassment in the earlier stages. Then these problems. After getting this repeated exposure, I took it as a challenge. I studied myself and I improved my English knowledge and some technical knowledge. Based on that, I learned from other sources. That time internet was not there. The only thing is we have to go through some book like Rapidex or something, that books and discussion. This facility was not there. We are not aware of this internet or computer.
Yes.
In 90s. So
Of course.
this problem I overcome just by one building confidence in itself and only this careful listening, only my commitment. I was able to solve this problem in a span of about 6 to 7 months.
Wow. Uh, what I'm sure all of us, I mean, I imagine you would agree, when you, kind of tell that, okay, how I handle some case belonging to somebody else is something else. But when we now say, like earlier Pooja said, now Jatin said, okay, now Sridhar is saying something personal, which they where they took decision or a problem they overcame. This gives you sense of what? I mean, the right word would be what? Satisfaction, happiness, contentment. Yeah, Pooja, how do you describe this when we feel nice? You said you come home and feel good, Jatin says yes now, he's like worked hard and things are shaping up well. Sridhar said in 6 months' time, he struggled and then finally things became all right. These are our personal issues which we have solved. And I think they carry far more weightage than actually solving, some problem somewhere else.
So I think it feels, you feel peaceful.
You feel peaceful.
Most
You feel
important.
satisfied. I mean,
Yes.
like, and also surely grateful to an extent. Like it worked out well.
Yes,
of course.
sir. I feel actually very nice, sir, because I meet so many people by now, supervisors and operators on the shop floor, and I can see that they are thankful for having been trained by
Oh
me, and
yes,
they're
yes.
well. It gives you a really nice vibe. I mean, I
No,
can say, like,
wonderful. I mean, really, really compliments to you. Pramod, something very briefly, if you want to say. Varsha, yes, please, Varsha,
Sir, I would also like to
please,
highlight my personal experience.
please.
Actually, I come from a small village of Bihar. So basically, you must be knowing in Bihar, like female gender was not given that importance in studies, in anything. Like same like
I
my
understand.
father is also born, brought up there only. So he was also very conservative in his thoughts, like studying in co-education, it will spoil my daughter. So he was kind of this kind of thoughts he was having.
Was it
So
Patna? Where were you in Bihar?
Bihar, sir, it is Kehelgaon. Bhagalpur, have you heard?
I know Bhagalpur. Yeah, yeah.
Acha. So there, sir, it is like very, very conservative
Okay,
mentality people
okay.
have. And I comes from a Marwadi family, so they are more conservative. So and then like I was earlier in when I was young, I used to go in same school where my brother also used to go. We were there in English medium school, San Joseph. But later on, for some reason, we have to shift to our native place where we didn't had any English
Oh.
medium school.
Mm-hmm.
So there, like I just completed my 10th examinations. So it was that time also I faced one challenge, like since childhood I was in English medium, and class 7, 8, 9, 10 I was completely in Hindi medium. So that was a very big thing for me as a kid. I was
Oh yes, yes,
10
yes.
12 years kid. I whole day night I used to cry, like how would I cope up. And I was not very, but sir, like few 10-15 minutes back you were saying like joining the dots. When you see back and when you start, like when I was in English medium school, I was least interested to study. Like I never used to pass subjectly. Like I used to get, I used to get 1 or 2 red lines for sure. So that was also one reason my father was not interested in my studies. Rather, my brother was very, very brilliant since
Yes,
childhood.
yes, yes.
So that may also be a one reason. But when I shifted to my native place there, then like I realized it came in my mind like studies is everything. So
It
now
is.
when I meet my young brothers, sisters or young crowd, I always tell people say na कि इसका दिमाग तेज है, इसका दिमाग कमजोर है. I don't feel in this theory. I don't believe in this theory because from my personal life experience I am saying till class 7 I was a failure, and after class 7 I never stood second in my class. So it is like every time I have in my masters, in my grads, every time I was university topper. So I don't believe in this thing. Like, so this was the, like, when I got this consciousness, like studies are very important and this is the main thing. So after that, I completed class 10th, then class 11, 12 also. My father was not interested. Then something like, we say that if you want something from heart, universe start playing a role. So it was with a flow, like my father also accepted it, and uh, with my good performance he kept. Now this is the, like, today I can say my father, whomever he will meet, he will say like, I have two siblings more, like I have two brothers, one is younger and one is elder to me. Always tell to everyone, like, I have not concentrated on my daughter. If I would have done this, so she could have done something more.
Even better.
I always tell him it's all destiny. Like, I am really happy where I am, and I am also trying to contribute to the society. So everywhere, sir, in everywhere from class 10 to 12, again I went to co-education class 11, 12. So again I faced lot of difficulties, lot of humiliation, because sir, I was from a Hindi medium and Bihar board. So when I joined my school, 11, 12, I did from Central School, Kendriya Vidyalaya. So their faculties, like, they used to humiliate me, like, Bihar board se aayi ho, passing marks to आना चाहिए, school का reputation खराब हो जाएगा. So I used to, but I feel
Yes, yes,
proud.
yes.
I feel proud saying this, sir. In
Very
humanities,
emotional, very emotional.
in humanities, sir, I scored 88% marks, and that was the highest in my school, and still my name is there in the board of my school. So I really feel, if a person wants to do something, after that I came Kolkata, again English medium, then again in the job also I was never exposed to computers earlier in my school days, because I was in Hindi medium. There, we in Bihar, we don't have exposure, we don't even have proper electricity, so computers are like no way of a question. So when I joined in this office also, so again I tried lot many, I tried, like, I used to get work, like, we need to write this thing in Word or in Excel. So I never hesitated to ask even my juniors, like, please tell me how to do this. So likewise I just, and now sir, I'm really happy the place where I am today.
Varsha, I mean, very, yeah, I mean, all of us would agree, very, very touching story. And you, no, you didn't give up. You, of course, faced difficulties. And then I think you achieved, then, as you said, you didn't give up, and the universe, kind of also
Yes, sir.
conspired with you and, helped you. Wonderful, actually, these are stories we're discussing now on this platform, but I think these should be told, in fact, to public, to inspire them, right? Because not everybody probably would have the courage, or this conviction. No, okay, fine. Many would probably give up also, Varsha, right? Anyway,
Yes.
thank you very much, in fact, for this very, very personal and highly motivating, personal.
My brother is also a, matlab, in a teaching profession, sir. So he basically in class 9, 10, 11, 12 maths, physics he takes, and IIT preparation also. So he calls me sometime in his class to tell only my story,
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
inspire his
Yeah, it
students.
is. It is. No doubt. No doubt about this. No doubt about this.
So that is, sir, I always feel, if a person wants to do something and if he is very persistent, so universe will be supporting.
Will support
Will
you. No,
support. Will
wonderful,
support.
wonderful, wonderful. That is. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pramod, would you like to say something? Or we do it after a break then, probably. Yes, Pramod. Could not hear, can't hear you. Pramod, we can't hear you. Can you say again?
Sir, I'm speaking Hindi.
Oh, okay, please.
सर बताइए अपना लाइफ के बारे में बताना है।
या कुछ चाहे तो आप बता सकते हैं।
ये सर स्ट्रगल करना चाहिए, सब लोग करते हैं, तो बहुत टेढ़ा है रास्ता, बहुत टेढ़ा है। मेरा 50 ईयर हो गया सर, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस यही है कि जितना हॉनेस्ट मेहनत करेंगे उतना आप अच्छे से ले पाएंगे, बस वही है। सबका जैसे पर्सनल स्टोरी पता है, ऐसे
बिल्कुल।
सबका है, कोई अलग अलग डिफरेंट है, तो
बिल्कुल।
उसको क्या सीखना है, उसको अपना बच्चों को सिखाना है। यही लाइफ का यही सही है, ऑनेस्ट होना चाहिए सर।
प्रमोद,
एक्चुअली क्या है, पढ़ाई में थोड़ा चल था। 24 ईयर तक पिताजी मेरा सर्विस कर रहे थे, लेकिन तो वहाँ पे मैं क्रिकेट में बहुत इंटरेस्टेड था। पढ़ाई कम, क्रिकेट बहुत खेला था। मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल गया था, नेट सिलेक्शन स्टेट लेवल तक पहुंच रहा था।
किस
वहाँ पे सर
किस स्टेट में,
मुझे
कौन से
1.5 लाख रुपया मांगे थे।
कौन से राज्य में, कौन से स्टेट में?
तो मेरा पिताजी 900 रुपये कमा रहे थे, तो मैं तो छोड़ दिया क्रिकेट में, सोचा नहीं बेकार में मेरा टाइम वेस्ट हो गया। फिर मैं सेल्स में 400 रुपया में सर स्ट्रगल करके ये तक पढ़ा, स्ट्रगल करके मैं अभी वहाँ 40-50 जो भी है वहां तक पहुंचा हूँ। बहुत स्ट्रगल हुआ है, बस यही है सर। आपको सामने है
Pramod, I mean, again, after Varsha, now जो प्रमोद ने बोला है, isn't it, so like motivating, right, पूजा? क्योंकि हर एक इंसान स्ट्रगल कर रहा है, जहां भी जो है वहां उसी स्टेज पर वन हैज टू स्ट्रगल, यू नो। और किसी का स्ट्रगल फाइन, इट कुड आल्सो बी वेरी लाइक डिफिकल्ट आल्सो, बट देन जैसे प्रमोद ने बोला है, like from the stage where he came up, I mean, again, is fantastic actually. All right, so now we let's go into a small tea coffee break now. So it is now 4:08. So say let's now we meet at 4:23. All right. So in the meantime, enjoy coffee, tea. Next session we have something more, little bit scientific also. All right. See you then. Yeah.
I would like to say something.
Please.
Like we are we did this is the fourth class we are doing.
Yes.
Like we did time management, we did communication, we did first was introduction kind of thing. Like fourth is this. But I will say, sir, this is the most. I am really loving it. Like
No,
I am really
I
loving it.
True. I second it, sir. We don't want to miss a minute, sir. It's
Yes.
so engaging.
No,
And
it's
in no class I joined so, and I am so I have closed all my rooms. My boss is also calling me and saying, "Sir, please give me some time. I will get a break. Then I'm coming to you." So it is really, really good, sir.
No, I admire. I mean, I really appreciate your views, and this also, I think all of us are trainers. This also kind of motivates me to do even better, right? Because that there's nothing is final. So all of us as trainers, even we try each time, each session, we try to also improve ourselves, bring maybe something new, some new topic, which relates to you. And but I am also enjoying it thoroughly, and trying to combine like all kind of aspects into it. But I really appreciate your feedback. This is so wonderful. So now since you have it's now 4:09, so now let's meet at what time? 4:25 then. All right. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for your kind words. We meet again. Okay. At 4:25. All right. All right, are we all back?
Yes, sir.
All right, Pooja is there. Varsha, Pramod, Sridhar, Jatin.
Yes, sir.
All right, Pramod, you're there, Pramod?
Yes, sir. Pramod.
Yeah, Pramod. Pramod, I would like, मैं चाहूँगा कि आप भी comment करें, बोलें. हिंदी बोलनी है because I think probably I guess all of us do understand हिंदी. हिंदी बोलनी है, हिंदी में कुछ बोलना है, इंग्लिश बोलना है, जो बोलना है आप प्लीज खुल के बोलें. प्रमोद, राइट? प्रमोद, आप कहाँ से हैं? Which where are you? Which city?
उड़ीसा.
Oh yes, उड़ीसा. कहाँ था आपने? उड़ीसा में कहाँ पे?
जगन्नाथपुरी.
Of course, you are wonderful. Very nice place you are at. Okay.
Actually, मैं 5 साल से यहाँ हूँ, घर बना के यहाँ रह रहा हूँ.
अच्छा.
Actually मैं रायगढ़ है, मालूम है, कोरापुट रायगढ़ है.
Okay, okay, okay.
वहाँ पे फादर सर्विस कर रहे थे, वहाँ पे था, वहाँ से फिर बाहर चला गया बड़ौदा, वहाँ से जॉब किया, जॉब करके फिर अचानक पुरी से रिश्ता आया, शादी हुआ, फिर पुरी में घर बना के रह गया.
ओके, तो आप क्या करते हैं प्रमोद?
मैं सर फनफास्ट ग्लोबल स्किलर करके ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइडर कंपनी है, उसमें 22 साल हो गया सर. पहले मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रहे थे, टीवी, फ्रिज, वॉशिंग मशीन, सब असेंबली लाइन था.
अच्छा.
तो 2012 में कोल्हापुर में था. 2000 से 2012 12 साल कंपनी था. वहाँ टैक्स जैसे फ्री हट गया, तो इन्होंने, मेरा जो मालिक है वो स्किल इंडिया में ले लिए.
ओके ओके ओके.
बस तब से बोले आप घूमो. तो मैं सर 20 साल तो घूमते रह गया, मतलब सर 8 साल घूमते रह गया.
ओके ओके.
अभी 1 साल बोले आपका नेटिव प्लेस में जाओ और आप सेंटर खोलो, वहाँ पे आप देखो. तो यहाँ सेंटर खुला है, प्रधानमंत्री, यहाँ पे सेंटर मैनेजर हूँ.
वेरी नाइस प्रमोद.
लाइफ ट्रेनर भी हूँ. एसी, फ्रिज, वॉशिंग मशीन, माइक्रोवेव का मैं ट्रेनिंग भी देता हूँ. मास्टर ट्रेनर.
Very nice, Pramod. Very nice. Okay. So Sridhar is there. So Sridhar, Jatin. Sridhar, you're there? We are starting with a small clip of a Hindi song, so I wanted all of us to be there. Jatin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Jatin, Sridhar? Sridhar. Varsha, you're there?
तेईस का टाइम दिए थे ना, तो आएंगे.
Oh, okay.
पहले कैसे आ गए?
All right, okay. In the meantime, briefly, Pooja, do you watch Hindi films and do you listen to Hindi songs?
Yes, sir.
So oldies or the new ones, like by the latest singers?
Sir, by choice, always the oldies, then a bit of Punjabi DNA type, और not by choice. आजकल जितने भी आपके modern songs हैं, because I've already told you I have a teenage daughter, so you can understand my plight. I'm well versed with a lot of genres of song.
But you know,
I do enjoy music a lot.
one benefit of having, I mean, teenage children are, is that you also are exposed to the what's going on, right? Otherwise, sometimes you don't. I mean, I, for example, I also have 2 daughters, so they're into surely different thing. They would always say, please, please, no Mohammad Rafi, no Talat Mahmood, please, 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 okay. So they would have their own names, and sometimes I wonder like who they are actually. I wouldn't know, right? So
yes. But it's good, sir, because you stay connected.
So at least we keep hearing the names. This is this English
Very
singer.
true,
This is
sir.
this
Very
singer.
true.
This is this. I have to ask her sometime. Who is this actor? Who is it? Who is he or she? So these children, are aware. I mean, I know only the old, the older one, like Dharmendra, Manoj Kumar, and that category, Rajesh Khanna. The latest ones probably we don't know.
So they're actually evergreen, so you don't get bored like 60s, 70s, even though.
That's you and me. That's you and me. The new generation. Can you imagine my youngest daughter now? She's 21. She had not heard of Manoj Kumar. Okay, so this
Yes,
generation does not know. Though she had seen Shahid, his film Shahid, she had seen, and thanks to our taste, at least she knows, about earlier ones like Dharmendra, Devanand, and all these people. But I was
So
surprised.
sometimes we do a thing. Sorry, sir, cut in between.
Please,
But
please.
sometimes what we do is Friday nights we play a game because I have only one daughter. So me, my husband, and we will sit and we will all say that we will listen to one of your songs on. We all have smart TVs by now, and you will listen to one of our songs.
Good.
So I
Okay.
am a very jazz and 80s like the Bee Gees and the Beatles kind of a person. So the chords and so Richard Marx, and I'll play one song and she'll make faces. But I really feel very sad thinking that these, kids would have not heard of Bee Gees or Beatles. So I make it a point that we kind of do this once or twice in a month. And so I also learn and she also learns.
Oh,
We have a
yes.
good time.
Very
We
nice.
laugh and
Very nice. Very nice. And I only know a couple of songs of Richard Marx. So one of the, I think his best was what?
sir, I'm a huge, I had a huge crush on him. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Good, good, good,
those
good.
were the times. Yeah.
There was also Steve Martin those days, right?
Yes, sir, but
Uh,
a little earlier on then.
Spanish, little earlier, Spanish one. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes, I believe then we are all back. Varsha, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Varsha, Jatin. Okay.
Yes.
So let's listen to a very popular song, but for a reason. Let's see now. Sridhar, I hope you understand a bit of Hindi.
Yes, sir.
So, did you get the message? What is?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
We should always join our hands together.
Right. Okay. Work together, join hands together. All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Jatin, very briefly. Of course, a very clear message, but very briefly. Mhm.
Sir,
How does it help solving a problem?
sir, different people have different, way of thinking, the way they look at things. See, if I ask four people around me and I put a glass half filled or half empty, and I ask actually then what do you think what it is? I might get four different answers, or I might get three answers as common, and one might be different. And when I see to a problem, when I discuss this a problem with my colleagues, I might get a view which is actually not in my mind. I might get a
Mhm.
exact or accurate answer to that,
Mhm.
or I may not be. I may be into some cross discussions or something, or maybe I should try a brainstorming session to resolve that.
Yes. Okay.
And I definitely get some a good solution to that if I have a number of people, or if I have a team who's working together to find a solution to this.
Okay. So when we talk about this, like working together, and of course you have already given example, earlier, in your, when you were talking about your company. So you also you did have some uh, cooperation people who were with you that time, and many left also, right?
Exactly.
So it also kind of indicates that the unit that if you have people to help you or to work together, the problem becomes, kind of half solved already.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, this song is so simple. It means work together. Now we have been discussing that we learn from animals, birds, plants, nature, everybody, everything, scriptures, philosophers. Can you think of something there is something which teaches us to something in the nature to work together, work selflessly.
Sir, ants and bees.
Spot on. You are spot on, absolutely. Okay, since sorry, we just watch the video because there's no sound as such, and we discuss in the meantime. Pooja, you mentioned bees, bees and you said what? Bees and ants. Okay. Yeah.
And,
So what we see a picture here, and of course you had already guessed it, you knew it. So what do they teach us, in fact, Pooja?
Sir, actually, you said teamwork and ants always, work as a team, and they are very disciplined also, sir. I mean, in this particular clip, probably they are all over the place, but when they walk and they always walk in a single line, and we have always observed this, right? And bees also, sir, selflessly because they are coming back and for the queen bee, and there are everybody's working around. So a lot of hard work, lot of teamwork is what has been observed.
Okay, and just keep watching this video. There's something is happening here, something very concrete actually.
It is bridging, sir.
Yes,
They are doing
It
the
is?
bridge.
they are
Bridging
like,
for-
Bridge, yeah?
Yes.
Sridhar.
hello.
Yes,
It is
yeah.
Yes, they are trying to make a bridge and transferring from like one place. They are saving each other's life, we can say, with the help of one another. So
Just imagine. I mean, they are making a bridge so that other ants can, what do you call it now? Like cross over to the other end of the bridge, right? So this selfless, thing they are doing, and Pooja had already mentioned something. Let's come to that. She mentioned something in the picture I'm just going to share with you now. Yes, is it visible, the picture? Yeah, can you all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Pooja, I mean, do you know about the roles they have, role they play?
Sir, some is housekeeping. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
The queen is always dominating, and something they will start bleeding, and someone is collecting. This all things will be done by the bees, sir.
Okay, okay. All right.
Sir, if I may, I
Please,
don't
please.
remember fully,
Okay.
but sir, drones are actually the male bees, sir, and they don't do any work, sir. Their only purpose is to mate with the queen, and so there are workers who work, and they actually cannot even sting, sir. I don't know this picture. I'm not sure of
Okay,
Hatakre, but
okay.
I remember studying this when I was
Okay.
young. But drones are the male bees, and the purpose is mating, and the worker bees, just
So let's now
yeah.
refresh a little bit, Pooja, what you learned earlier. Okay. Let's have the slide now. Can we have it? Yeah, thank you very much. So I also second now. I'll also put it in the sound.
A queen bee is typically an adult that lives in a colony or hive of honeybees. With fully developed reproductive organs, the queen is usually the mother of most, if not all, of the bees in the beehive.
So this is clear, right? What the role of the queen bee is. Now let's come to the drone in the meantime. And Pooja, you have a good memory actually, right? What you,
Thank you, sir.
wait, where's one second. So was it part of some like some syllabus, or was it like just you self-study, Pooja?
No, casual. So this is done in, I think, 6-7 standards or books.
Okay, okay.
A drone is a male honeybee. Unlike the female worker bee, drones do not have stingers. They gather neither nectar nor pollen and are unable to feed without assistance from worker bees. A drone's only role is to mate with an unfertilized queen.
This is what you have said, Pooja. Spot on. So now see one thing here. Queen is there now. This drone here, the male honeybee, and they don't even have stingers, and its main role is only to mate with an unfertilized queen. Okay. Let's see now what the worker bee does.
Worker bees are female but are not capable of reproducing. They do all the work in the hive, and they control most of what goes on inside. Their jobs include housekeeping, feeding the queen, drones and larvae, collecting the pollen and nectar, and making the wax.
Varsha, is it clear what the role of a worker bee is? If any questions, please do ask. Sridhar, yeah, Varsha,
It's clear, sir, clear.
Jatin, okay, all right. Let's now come to the little more in detail what they all do.
They must live together in a large group made up of different generations, or ages, including babies, parents, and grandparents. All the adult insects in the group must help take care of all the babies in the group, even if they aren't their parents. The group must have a division of labor, which means the insects in the group have different jobs, and only some of them have the job of becoming a parent. For example, worker ants build the anthill, search for food, and help protect their ant community, while queen ants lay eggs and care for young ants.
Once again.
They must live together in a large group made up of different generations, or ages, including babies, parents, and grandparents. All the adult insects in the group must help take care of all the babies in the group, even if they aren't their parents. The group must have a division of labor, which means the insects in the group have different jobs, and only some of them have the job of becoming a parent. For example, worker ants build the anthill, search for food, and help protect their ant community, while queen ants lay eggs and care for young ants.
The second para here, Varsha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Second 2 lines. Please comment on these 2 lines. They must take care of all the babies in the group, even if they aren't their parents. That's what bees do.
Yes, sir. So, what kind of comments, sir, do you want on this?
You tell me what
Anything.
maybe comparison with humans.
Sir, if I take this in a working contest,
Mhm.
so in this we can say like when the new employees come in the office, it is a responsibility of the existing employees who are already there should take care of the new ones. They don't have any relation of blood relation or any kind of relation, but it's the prime duty of the seniors to look after the juniors, to teach them, to make them learn,
And
so
make them feel comfortable
feel comfortable,
in the
right?
new office. Yeah,
Yes.
this is a wonderful parallel you've drawn, Varsha. Okay, Pooja, any comments on this? Maybe with respect to in
Well, Varsha
comparison.
ma'am has given a very good different angle.
Oh, she has.
I was
Yes.
thinking of joint families, which no longer exist.
Mhm.
And your uncles and aunts would take care of a new baby, and they weren't the parents, but everybody, in villages, there were 10 families together. So yeah, and then people will go out and work, the male members, and then everybody has a good division of labor, and but then they come back together.
Which I think, in villages, I mean, I just in lighter sense, in villages, when there are too many children, all joint families, I think one didn't even know who is whose child.
Correct, sir, correct.
So they didn't discriminate because they didn't know who is whose child, is it? I'm just kidding.
They were children, sir, so they had to be fed and taught, that's it. And everybody would grow together, actually. That's what we hear. But we are in a very different world.
We have lost, yeah, this is gone now. I think, I don't know. I'm just asking you. Uh, to an extent, I have experienced this joint family business. I mean, scenario. Early, I mean, for a few years. But I don't know how many of us actually even, experienced this because this was an experience. Like, I mean, today, you know, in our case, 3 of us, are together here, and of course, then the younger this daughter will also leave, of course, for higher studies and all. So things are changing, right?
Yes, sir. But I think earlier was better, sir. I mean, I used to stay with my grandparents, and my uncle was in army, so he was staying with us for some time, and his son was also here. So it was a house full, and you learned two things, I guess. One was there is a definite generation gap between parents, children, and grandparents, right? So the children actually learned, a lot of patience and how to respect your elders, seeing their own parents, and a lot of, how should I put it, tolerance, if that's because old people have their own ways and mannerisms of doing things. If they have to get up in the morning, they will get up in the morning. They won't party late at night and then sleep till late night, which other, the kids would want to do. So if everybody's in the same house, there is a bit of adjustment. And now with these nuclear families and one child per family concept that we are entering into, everybody has their own space, place. So that compassion, passion, tolerance, adjustment, I think, is non-existent.
Is non-existent, yeah.
We would rub off shoulders, we would play, we would fight, and then we would come back together at night to have dinner together. So that was
Yes. Times are changing, and this is also, I think, as you say, that change is the only constant thing in the world, right? So now we will discuss something else. Not that we want to, just one second. Where is it gone? Okay. See, all of us are working, everybody, you know, all of us are working. We work long hours and we reach home. In this such a scenario, conserving energy becomes very important. Varsha, what do you say?
Kindly repeat your question, sir, once.
In today's world where we are all working, you know, there's of course a lot of pressure and there's no time and there is family. So to conserve one's energy becomes very, very important that I save my energy
Yes.
to lead a, you know, kind of balanced life. What do you say on about this?
Yes, sir, it is very important as nowadays our life is basically very stressful. Like if I say about me, I travel 4 hours a day just commuting to office and home. So that is very stressful, and it is very important as we know, health is wealth. So right now I feel I am the youngest in this group. I am just 33 years old. Right now I feel so energetic. I am doing whatever, like I am taking extra toll on my health, but later on it will be like the consequences will be there always. So conserving energy is very important, and I feel this is my personal life experience that while I'm traveling I hear to some spiritual things, so I feel I get lot of positive energy out of it. So meditation, exercise, yoga, so all these things are very important in life for this energy
Okay.
conversion.
Now, thank you very much. Now we will, you know, kind of discuss a few points from here, and not just discuss. Rather, we are, you know, endeavor is also to, you know, put into practice some of it. You know, because it's easy, okay, listening or watching something and then move on. Or as I said in the beginning, or you know, we would try that maybe we could implement some of what we learn really, you know, in our lives. Sridhar, let's begin with the first one, very first one, Sridhar.
Do breathing exercise.
Do you do it in the morning, Sridhar?
Yeah,
Do you
sometimes I
do?
will do it. Sometimes pranayama I will do it, sir. Not all the time.
How many times in a week?
I think 2 to 3 times a week.
How many minutes?
It is Rechaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka exercise is there, no? So that exercise I will do.
No, how many minutes every, like when you do
It
it?
is 3 into 3, 9 times I will do, sir. 9 times a day. Yes.
Nine times.
Yes, it is a simple, no? Rechaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka. It is an old.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
And get plenty of sleep. So plenty of sleep, we will get almost 7 to 8 hours. I will try to sleep all the days, irrespective of what my schedule is. That I will follow strictly in my dispenser. Smile
So
and laugh.
how many
Yes,
hours
sir.
do you sleep?
Yeah,
Every
7 to 8 hours minimum,
7 to
sir.
8 hours. Okay.
7 to
Okay.
8 hours.
Fine. Okay. Jatin, do you do breathing exercises?
Sorry, sir, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just asking you, you know, not I would say with some authority, but since I
Yep.
have been doing it for roughly now 15 years now, roughly. So I could, you know, I mean, just share some, you know, personal experience here also. So do you have no time, or it never like struck you that it is needed, Jatin?
It's like that only.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's like that. I don't do it actually.
Okay, all right, okay. Anybody who does it? Pramod, आप करते हैं? Pramod? Pooja, do you do it?
Sir, I don't do breathing exercises, but I do a lot of functional training and I do strength training. So while doing that, we're supposed to focus on the right way, I would say, of
Right
breathing.
way.
So I don't know whether that kind of counts.
Every day you do it?
It's at least 5 times in a week.
Oh, that's fair enough. I mean, 5 times. How long, if I ask you?
So 45 minutes to 1 hour.
That's fantastic,
Yeah, but
because
then I mean it's more of functional. It's not like that proper breathing thing that you would look at. But like I said, I do strength training also. So whenever you are lifting, you have to be very careful of your breathing.
that you know that when to breathe out, when to breathe in, right?
Correct. So a form of that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can just say with my personal experience that it is really amazing. I've been doing it, as I said, almost 15 years now. And in this case, my wife actually is my teacher, guru, and inspiration. And I've been doing it almost like I do it 7 days a week actually. No Sunday, no Monday, 7 days a week, and I do it at around 4 o'clock or 4:30. That time because I get a bit early, and it has helped me. And I know many people, many Indians, and also a lot of foreigners. I have lots of friends in Germany also. My wife and I have taught them also this breathing. This has fantastic, this affects you in a very positive manner. I know many people who have, as you know, in today's world, many people at 40 they have, BP and other things, cervical and etc. I know people who have got rid of BP and cervical just by breathing exercises, and it calms you down. There are, of course, ways like how to breathe, left or right nostril, etc. This I would strongly recommend it as a, not as a trainer or something, as a colleague, as a friend, as a well-wisher. That this is, and if you are too busy, then I would say you need it all the more. So this, this helps you, and this gives you energy. It is not about conserving energy. This gives you energy for the day. When you begin the day, you will feel the difference. And also, along with meditation, for example, you then don't need 7-8 hours of sleep. Also, 6 hours sleep is also fair enough. Even at like Varsha, she said, probably she's youngest. Even at her age, 6 hours sleep is fine, absolutely. And I think we also know the busier you are, more successful you are, less time you have to sleep also. So this helps you, and lots of successful people, billionaires and technocrats, and uh, film stars, actors and artists, they do this, and also meditation. All right. Now, one thing I would like to, who would like to comment? Jatin, do you think it's easy to say or easy to follow this? Stop worrying and done. How difficult is it to stop worrying, Jatin?
How difficult to serve?
How difficult is it to implement? I say stop worrying and done. Or do we worry? Do we worry like, constantly about things?
So actually, it depends on the the roles on the responsibility you are actually into. Sometimes you have to worry about about the task or the about the responsibility. If you don't make other people understand when it is connected to everyone.
Yes,
it is pretty much important. It becomes actually pretty much important that you should worry, and you need to make other people understand the criticality of it.
No, but should you worry, or should you kind of be focused on the solution or the target?
See, we should always look for the solution for that. We should always be open for the solutions or suggestions to that. Yeah. Besides just worrying about that.
Yeah. So basically, when we say stop worrying, okay, That means I am, rather than focusing on worry part, what is wrong, I would succeed more and it will help me more if I focus my thoughts on solution. Or
Finding
maybe,
solutions, yeah.
or maybe if there's a target I have to meet, then the target or the work basically. But worrying actually kills the joy, because worrying, makes you negative. It is basically, it has negative connotation that I'm worried. You can say I'm concerned.
Concern.
I want to solve this situation. When I worry, then I think I just worry. It's a full-time occupation then, right? Pooja, what do you say?
Sir, more than full time, sir. Overthinking then can take
Okay.
you 48 or 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big occupation, sir. So yes, very rightfully said, sir. We can take it into a positive direction, but usually, sir, it does not happen. We react to situations as human beings.
We do, yeah.
There is an immediate reaction, and then we have to think, and then we actually take our time. And if we are mature enough, and we, have had an understanding, a better understanding of different perspectives in life, then we think that okay, we can take it into positivity. But one thing is for sure, sir, we can make a habit of worrying or not worrying. That we can do, actually.
It's big achievement, Pooja,
Yeah.
if we can do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Sridhar, is it a nature also? Is it like some people have this habit and this nature inbuilt thing that I have to worry and nothing, no matter what happens, I have to worry. Even if I'm say going on a vacation, for something very nice, I have to worry about many things.
Yes, sir, it is nature only. I've seen so many people's this
Mm-hmm.
worrying for without reason.
Okay.
So we can say when I used to travel in flight about 6 7 years back, I used to observe a lot of people are used to get nervous. They're worried. Because when there's some people, if they travel in the night in the trains, they won't sleep. They will keep they will they will worry for without that is all this they are worrying for without reason. It is because of overthinking.
Yeah, as Pooja said, okay. But there could be, Varsha, let me ask you, there could be genuine reasons also where the situation is very, it's bad. And I've tried to solve some situation, say financial situation, and then nothing is happening and I'm worried now. Varsha, what do you do? Is she there? In the meantime, Pramod. Pramod? Hello, where have you gone? Varsha, are you there? Okay, we then move to next thing now. As we are talking about, to conserve energy, let's come to this point here. Don't be a people pleaser. Sridhar, what would you say about this one? Don't be a people pleaser.
Yes, sir, it is right. We cannot please the people. If you please also, that is very temporary. We cannot make him continuous pleasing.
Okay.
So if we keep on keeping them pleasing, if keep please one people, another peoples will get irritated. And this chain reaction, suppose if you try to calm down another people, someone gets irritated. And at last, you will lose your balance and you will lose your energy in getting the pleasing the people. What I suggest is please the work, don't please the people.
Okay, nicely said. Please the work, not the people. Okay.
Yes.
Because Pooja, let me request you to come in here. When I say conserve energy, do you think it's very like it consumes a lot of energy when you start pleasing people?
Yes, sir, totally. I would agree. And personally, also, sir, I'll tell you that initially in my life, I was a big people. Till date, I feel, everybody has like that.
Sure.
kind of way of handling things
Yes, yeah.
and nature also. So I don't like it if I actually do or say something that will not, so I still hate to say no to things. I still cannot, even if a friend or even if somebody asks me to do things. And professionally, I can give so many examples. People will call me. Maybe I'm overloaded with work. I wanted my own company so that I could play it well. I'm overloaded with work, and I decide, no, I'll take it easy. But somebody will say that, oh, Pooja, we are missing a target and we need your help. So I find it difficult to say no, but it depletes a lot of energy, sir. For sure. It depletes a lot of energy because you can't be at peace probably. And then I'm a sort of a bit of workaholic also. But then
Okay.
it's my energy that goes, right? You get tired mentally, you get exhausted. There are days and times when you say stop it now, but you can't because you can't say no to people because of it's not a fear, but now it's become a matter of habit that you'll say yes so that as to not upset people.
And then, as we say, that it does deplete your energy, right? Yeah.
Of course, sir, of course, very much.
Abhijit, are you there? Abhijit, we haven't heard you so far, Abhijit. Okay. Let's see. Pramod, are you there, Pramod? And Varsha? They are logged in or they're still there?
यहाँ proxy भी नहीं लगा सकते ना, we are good friends, but proxy नहीं लगेगा.
Okay. Let's see Jatin then. Let's Jatin. Okay. See, the idea is now not just to kind of go through the points. We have to be as you said, that maybe try to shift our focus from worry to solution, or for example, that we very nicely said by Sridhar, right? That please the work, not the people, for example. Okay. One thing which we all of us do when something has happened, maybe something unpleasant, and then after the thing is like over, we still carry it on in our minds and have like in a mind, oh, this bashing, this fight. Jatin, does it happen with you, for example?
Yeah, at times, sir, it happens actually. I keep thinking in my mind, I keep repeating it that might be I can do something different in that case, or might be I might have said something different while having that conversation with the person. It actually came in my mind every time. I used to see, I used to see that conversation in, 2 or 3 views. I always give them. And next time, if I get into that conversation again with anyone else, which is actually related, if I relate that conversation with the current conversation, I always think lastly, what happened. So it helped me, and in the next conversation or the current conversation, I always keep myself cool and mixed up.
Can you say now that you have kind of overcome this habit, or do you think
Exactly, sir.
You have?
Yes.
Let me ask you one question. What happens is with us, there is an individual. I have some problem with the person, and I'm careful that next time, say, let's say example, there's Pooja here. Next time, if Pooja says something, I'll take care. I'll avoid. I'll not get into any argument. Now comes the next person, somebody else, for whom I may not be prepared. Do you think I would be again back to my normal self, the earlier self, or no, I would be careful again, just like I am with Pooja here?
I would be careful again.
Again, that means it is not individual specific, it is the lesson I've learned, right?
Exactly.
Irrespective now who it is not that I have learned a lesson to tackle a particular person. I have learned a lesson to tackle a situation, right?
Yes, exactly.
Who are in this group? Who likes cricket in this case? Jatin, Abhijit, Pramod, Varsha, and Pooja.
sir.
Pooja, do you like cricket?
Yes, sir.
All of you. Jatin
Yes.
also?
Yes, sir.
Pooja, you also?
Sir, I used to play cricket in college, sir, somehow,
Wow.
but and really like, but since the last 5 odd years, IPL also started with a bang, but since the last 5 odd years, I have been extremely busy. So
Busy. Okay, okay.
selecting what I see, I have
Okay.
not been able to cope up watching it, but I do enjoy cricket. It's
But
fun.
you definitely know bit technicalities also. Let me ask
Yes,
you.
sir, yes, sir. I
Let
used
me
to
ask
play,
you.
sir.
So you were a like. Tell me, how do you say then? Is it like we say batsman for male cricket? What do you say in female cricket? Batswoman? What do you say?
I don't know, sir, but yeah, I was into batting. I just
Yeah, I think we read a lot of. I mean, a lot about these. Like
yeah. There's this nice movie
Methali.
also, sir, right now, Taapsi's
Tapsi
Shah
Manus.
Khan.
Yes, yes, yes. Shab. How's it? Is it
Yes.
good? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Okay,
Good
okay.
movie.
I saw a bit of it. Tapsi had been doing a lot of sports films also. She
Yes,
did
yes,
earlier
sir.
with football, I think. Hockey it was, but I think it was hockey. Okay.
Hockey, sir, hockey.
Uh, to you, Pooja, since you have been playing also, you are you are a better, and you are learning how to face a particular bowler. Okay, like say I take from the males cricket Anderson. So you
Mm-hmm.
are learning how to counter the short pitch ball and the outswinging ball of uh, Anderson.
Okay.
Okay, and you have done well, like Kohli did last time. Like he's scored heavily against him. I think he didn't get out even once. Okay,
Okay.
now comes somebody else with similar kind of action and style. Are
Mm-hmm.
you prepared to counter him as well?
Sir, this is a bit technical, right? Because you have well-defined movements of the ball. Like you said, it's an outswinger,
Hmm,
and then
hmm,
whether
hmm,
it's
hmm,
you said it's a short pitch.
hmm.
So there's a different technique to handle each ball. So I don't think so. The person would matter here. If you know your technique, if you don't know your technique, then everybody is different. But a ball is a ball, I would say. I mean, it's if it's coming in a line, it would be treated in a manner. If it's a spin, if it's a outswing, howsoever it is. I don't know if I'm able to explain
No,
this.
no, you're
For
right.
me,
You are doing it nicely.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's yes, it's a person also, but here I somehow feel it's more to do with the technique and how you handle it, even if it's
Uh,
a situation. So,
there is one more factor here, Pooja, that is actually psychology. You know why?
mm-hmm,
You are ready to face, basically, you're facing a ball. Doesn't matter who it is. You are facing a
mm-hmm.
ball. But, when we talk of psychology, then, you get conscious. Okay, look,
That is true, sir.
last time Anderson got me out 5 times, out of 10 times.
Yes, yes.
And he bowls maybe not as fast or as well as somebody else does. But
Mm-hmm.
psychologically, I have this problem with this, not with the ball he bowls.
Yes,
I
true,
have a
sir. True.
problem with
That happens, sir. That I've also faced, sir. So with a particular human being, because now you are infusing not only the technique, but you're infusing emotions with it, because you're saying it's your, mind and heart getting connected on how this specific person would behave
yes, yes, yes.
in his throwing a ball, So it's and also a preconceived notion then that you
You can
said.
simply, at times we meet somebody at a party. We had some issue there, and at this party, I'm not being normal. Like I have, I'm conscious that this guy maybe I would avoid, right? These things happen, which are then individual specific. So the idea is when we learn something, then it has to be the matter. And as earlier, Sridhar said, not the person. Sridhar, coming to next point, last time we spoke, you spoke about, have you heard of Maharishi Raman, by the way?
Maharishi Raman, I have heard of it, sir.
Two
Ramana
things.
Maharishi.
Yeah, Raman Maharishi.
Tiruvannamalai.
Yes,
Tiruvannamalai.
yes. And the hill, what do you call that hill? Achala Hill, I think it's called.
Tiruvannamalai, sir. It is called
Yes,
Tiruvannamalai.
okay.
It is in
Okay.
Tamil Nadu.
Right. Two things he taught. One is enjoy solitude. Second was practice silence. Have you read about him a little bit? Like, do you read a bit from him?
Not much, sir. I'm not
Okay.
exposed.
There are. I mean, I think I said yesterday also. I would strongly recommend to read Maharishi Raman and Jiddu Krishnamurti. Unconventional, scientific, different. Okay. I'll just give you an example of solitude and practice silence. When you say practice silence, it does not mean that, it does not mean Maunavrat. That Maunavrat. Silence actually means mind. I have to be silent here. My mind has to be silent. There is a story about Maharishi Raman. There was somebody, you know that he was like, a lot of people came to him to seek advice, blessings, from all over the world. And he became gradually very, very famous in the US also. So somebody who traveled all the way to this hill and, maybe traveled one day on foot, reached him and sought some advice. Maharishi Raman, kind of said, okay, sit down. He indicated this, asked him to sit down. He said, whatever he said, whatever his problem was, he told the sage his problem. The holy man did not respond. He just kept quiet and went into meditation. And there were many others also who were just sitting there quietly. This man, of course, came with a problem. So he was restless. Like, I want the holy man to listen to me and maybe, give me some solution, maybe some, something divine. Whole day passed. The holy man, Maharishi Raman, did not respond at all. At night, then, all of them slept. The next morning, he again came to the sage, seeking, asking for advice, seeking an answer. The holy man didn't speak again. He didn't speak any word. So by the evening, the holy man didn't speak a word. Now, the man who came to visit him, can you imagine? He actually was happy and went back. Pooja, what do you think? What would have happened to him? I mean, why was he happy? And he didn't get any answer from the sage. What do you think, Pooja? What happened to him? What happened?
I don't know, sir.
What was the message? The holy man, such enlightened man, actually,
So maybe just saying that you don't have to give all answers and all every time. Maybe you need to, by just going to him, and maybe he had self-realization.
Actually.
I can't think of
And
anything.
if we even think, let me ask Sridhar, since you know about him a little bit, what do you think would have happened?
Sir, what Ms. Pooja told, Madam Pooja told, it's a self-realization, sir. He learnt. So when he is searching for the answer, when he has put this, he said he has given a submission of this problem to holy man. He thought he was comfortable that he was getting the solution. We said first day is the thing happened, second day it is just silence. So in the mean thought of this person, self-realization may be one of the thing he got the solution. It is very difficult to predict what happened.
All right, yes, of course. I mean, nobody knows what happened. I think the only two people who know exactly what happened was the holy man and this man who came to him, right?
But we cannot comment on anything. one thing, there are so many angles we can interpret it, that our
Yes.
interpretation may be wrong.
Yes, yes. But the only indication we have is that he looked happy and relieved. That means the answer, he was looking outside, probably the silence of 2 days made him realize that I must look within. You know, the great teachers, they don't tell you generally the answer. They inspire you to think and to see. Like, in the example of Dronacharya and this, and Arjuna, right? They don't tell you.
Ekalavya, sir, I think.
No,
Ekalavya-
Eklavya was different though. Eklavya was the other one, right? Here, no, that the sparrow's eye, right? On the
Yes.
tree. They
No,
don't.
it's Ekalavya, without this one, he's got inspired by Guru Dronacharya and learned archery.
I know that also. That of course. He learned, he just got inspired and learned on his own, Eklavya. Arjun was when Drona asked him, all of them actually. There was a tree, and there was this sparrow, and this eye of the sparrow, I think it was. So he asked one by one, all of them, what do you see? Those they said, all of them, Pandavas and Kauravas, okay, I see the tree and the sky, branches and flowers. Somebody said, I see the sparrow. Arjun said, I see an eye. So focused. He saw nothing else. So roughly, the point is, if you look within, you will find the answers. And these spiritual men and women, what they say is, don't believe me what I'm saying. Don't trust me. Trust yourself. You will find the answer, because what I may tell you may not apply to you, because I'm also a human being. My experience, my knowledge, may not apply to you. This is what this is what the teaching of just one second, of these great men was actually. Where is this gone? Excuse me, it's here. So just give me a second. It's a minute here. Okay, this now. Yeah, just now we will get it now. Share and back to this. Okay. Yeah, you can see it now, right? Okay. So this is now next we come to save energy. Don't be prying. Pooja, would you like to comment on this now? And do we all understand the meaning of like prying?
Yes, sir. So
Could you explain for the benefit of others, like what does it mean?
prying is actually looking into other people's business, like other people's matters, something which is not your own, but the curiosity of getting to know everything about everybody else in the room. I mean, simply put. So you're prying
Simply put,
into
absolutely.
other people's matter, and it's not your issue, but you're just curious. So, sir, why do we need to do that actually? So some people have this habit, but again, there is one point which stands out here is trying is a very specific word.
Mhm.
But if we take it in the sense of that I need to know what's happening around me, again in a positive manner, my
Mhm.
competition
Okay, that's
or
fine. Yeah,
enhancing my abilities, then it is fine.
that's
But
fine. Okay.
just like office politics and all that, and you should not get into trying. So it depletes you of energies, and again you get into that overthinking mode, etc., etc. You start thinking for them also, which is not nice.
You know, I'm happy you said it, Pooja. And sometimes we are in a group where we may believe, oh, I mean, it doesn't happen, right? Because you don't do it, it doesn't happen. But I mean, I'm sure there are people in neighborhood, in relationships, friends also. They want to know so much about the other person, what's happening. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
this is a complete waste of time. And trust me, I mean, irrespective, what gender, who it is, a lot of people are so busy only gossiping about other people, gossiping, knowing, try to know what is happening. And this is like basically gossip actually. Yeah. Okay. One thing we must, I think I would like to discuss is okay, avoid watching TV debates. Sridhar, do you
Sir.
watch TV? Do you watch TV debates?
No, occasionally, not regular. Occasionally, I see.
Jatin?
So usually, sometimes for fun, like there is a debate always going on in a news channel India TV wherein Amish Devgan is actually used to engage politicians
Okay.
with uh, with their views on ongoing issues and all.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing always come up that Amish Devgan always supports the Bharatiya Janata Party.
I mean, okay,
But
yeah.
for some fun time, I actually used to. However, I now these days I have no time to spend on watching TV debates.
When you watched it, see, irrespective which party you follow, okay.
Yeah.
But then I'm sure if as a viewer, you would like to know the balanced side, like balanced
Exactly.
view, and not a highly toxic or
Yeah.
one-sided. But do you think these days? I mean, not these days. I tell you, I stopped watching TV news more than 3 years ago. I just stopped them. I don't watch TV news at all. Nothing. Because earlier, I mean, I was, when it was, I think I find very foolish it was. I used to get so involved, in the in the debate that I used to also sometimes scream, at the panelists and at the, like it was Arnab and somebody else,
Yeah.
And since they do speak so good English, like Arnab and
Exactly.
Nidhi and many others, like, they speak such impeccable English, you also get impressed. Wow. But then it's not the language, it's the content. And I thought it was pretty toxic. I mean, even today, they just spread hatred. There's nothing good about. You don't have any good feeling about it. Like the recent example, if I'm pretty active on Twitter, and they had declared. I mean, some verified handles had declared Raju Srivastav
Yeah.
is dead. Imagine, isn't it criminal to declare somebody dead?
फेक न्यूज
Yeah.
फेक मतलब गलत न्यूज है
No, they maybe heard it from somewhere, but then you can't be. And see, if you are a verified handle, you are a politician, you are an MP. I saw it from many MLAs and MPs, especially from UP, Bihar, and many even journalists. Bad news, RIP, Raj Srivastav was a nice man. So it's just an example. So basically, they want to sell at any cost.
Exactly.
So do you watch TV debates, Pooja?
No, sir. They're too noisy for me. And I am a very firm believer of subconscious mind, sir. I actually, sir, honestly, also because I don't have any interest, sir, in politics or anything like that. and I am a fan of some podcasts and other things that I enjoy. So I rather spend
More creative rather than okay.
whatever little time that I have to do something more interesting. So I like to even like I have those the book apps that are there. So I try to listen to those rather than
All right.
it's a bit noisy for me. Sorry, sir.
Which I continue here. Next line, which I would like to just
Don't hold
discuss.
grudges.
Can you just explain what it means?
Yes, sir.
Sir, one thing
Grudges is yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, one thing I want to tell about 2 years back, I was watching news TV, local
Mhm.
TV.
Mhm.
One TV that day, no other such big news was there. They started big breaking news.
Mhm.
I thought I was supposed to go outside and I thought something big is coming. Let's see, and then I go out for some work. Huh? Then after saying about 2-3 times big breaking news, big writing for about more than 10-15 minutes, that
Mhm.
newsman said one film actress is pregnant.
And it's a breaking news, right?
Yes. Then I thought, हमको ये लोग I don't know. It is better not to waste time on TV. That's from then I've gradually started losing interest in TVs.
Cheap stuff. I mean, complete, utter waste of time. Coming to this one now, don't hold grudges. I'll just say one thing here a little bit, in brief. It's good to say, okay, don't hold grudges. And probably many of us do. Pooja, do you hold grudges sometimes against somebody?
Tricky question, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes,
No, it has to be yes or no, Pooja.
No, sir. No.
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 Jatin, do you hold sometimes grudges?
Sometimes yes, sir, but usually not, sir.
Okay.
Exactly, sir. Agreed with Pradhan that sometimes yes. However,
Sometimes. Okay.
if I talk about my workplace, I never, because if I hold grudges, work will not be accomplished.
Jatin, then I would like to expand this a little bit to personal life also, because that also is very very crucial. So it could be a friend, some loved one, family member, relationship. There's somebody did something to you, and you do hold grudge against him or her. It happens.
Sometimes.
Okay. See, as I said, we are all. I mean, we're not angels here, right? We are not monks. Okay. So it's a natural feeling which one may have. The only thing I would say here is it may look a little, it has no connection with what we are saying. When you hold grudges, actually, it creates a very, very big negative energy in your life. And without realizing that, you may say, okay, fine. I mean, I am holding grudge because I have a reason. I've been wronged. Somebody really did wrong with me and he misbehaved or, kind of cheated me or whatever it is. And I hold grudge. I can just say one thing in brief because it's a big topic. It harms eventually, there are energies which are interconnected and eventually they become negative and sometimes they create obstacles in your way to happiness and prosperity. It may appear, look, what has it got to do with my happiness and prosperity? But I can just say with my limited knowledge and experience, it does. So the best is to move on, drag your thoughts away from the grudge, and better is to forgive. And uh, we will all feel very light and relieved. You'll feel liberated. If we can practice this a little bit in our lives. So as we said, it's not just about preaching, but it is also making ourselves aware what we could do, and more you think about these points consciously, we start overcoming some of these issues and we start mastering some of these things mentioned here. On this note, I thank you very much again, for your participation and for your input and a very engaging session here. And I wish you a happy weekend. And we meet on Monday at 2:30. All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your
Thank you,
weekend,
sir.
everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye, sir.
Bye.